Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, getting your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Those tiny little ice pebbles out there.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. President Biden welcomed French President Emmanuel Macron to the White House today. NPR's Franco Ordonez reports Biden and Macron have a lot to talk about during Macron's state visit.
President Biden told Macron it was an honor to host him for the first state visit of his administration. France, he said, was the United States' oldest ally and continued to be an unwavering partner in efforts to defend democratic values.
The United States could not ask for a better partner in this work than France.
Macron has become Biden's go-to person on transatlantic matters, especially since German Chancellor Angela Merkel retired and Britain's Boris Johnson resigned. But Macron has raised concerns about Biden's climate and infrastructure law, particularly the Made in America policies for electric vehicles, and how they can hurt European car makers. Franco Ordonez, NPR News.
Another federal appeals court has rejected President Biden's student loan relief plan. NPR's Alyssa Nadworny reports it's the latest legal setback to forgive up to $20,000 in debt relief per student.
The federal appeals court declined to reinstate.
If they make
Biden's
everything
student
electric
loan
over here,
at the Fifth
they're
Circuit,
not gonna have
the
enough cars.
Education Department
It's
had
gonna help their
requested a
economy
halt
because they're gonna buy
to a
them from them.
previous federal ruling from Texas vacating Biden's student loan forgiveness program.
So don't feed
Wednesday's
us a line of
ruling is the
bullcrap.
latest
We know
legal
the
setback
truth.
in one of several parallel lawsuits. The Biden administration has said ultimately they'll ask the Supreme Court to weigh in on the legality of the plan. Federal loan payments are currently on pause while legal challenges play out. Payments will resume 60 days after the loan relief is allowed to go forward or after June 30th, 2023, whichever comes first. Alyssa Nadworny, NPR News.
The U.S. Embassy in Spain says it has received a suspicious package. This appears to be the latest one delivered to several key sites and offices across Spain. Another device went off at the Ukrainian embassy in Madrid yesterday, lightly injuring one staffer. Other suspicious packages have been intercepted at the office of the Spanish Prime Minister,
it's the package
Spanish
time of
Defense
year, I
Ministry,
suppose.
and an arms manufacturer. The United Nations says it needs more than $51 billion from member countries to fund its humanitarian work over the next year. The UN's Martin Griffith says that's a 25% increase and includes money needed to help the people of Ukraine.
That increase is a steady increase in the last
isn't it
few
that the
years.
rich and the
Since 2019, if you look back
Only
at
people left there
the
is the
trends,
poor.
it's been going up
People are
steadily
destroying
by
that.
about that amount. It's spiked with
Let's
COVID, it
face
went
it,
up.
there could have been peace there.
Unfortunately, it didn't come down
Multiple
after
times.
COVID, but the numbers have been steadily
People keep
increasing.
freaking
So the next
paying
year
for
is
war.
going to be the biggest
Literally.
humanitarian program
Using all
in
of our
the
money
world.
to pay for
He
war.
cites recent flooding in Pakistan and droughts in the Horn of Africa.
And ours isn't the
You're
only country
listening
doing
to
that.
NPR. The House has passed a measure to avert a potential freight rail strike next week. The legislation would force railroad unions to accept a contract. Some unions objected because the contract does not have enough paid sick leave. The House passed a separate
Chances
measure
of
that would
peace.
offer 7 paid sick leave
And y'all
days
pay
each
for
year to the
war.
workers. The legislation now goes to the Senate. A volcanic eruption continues to shoot flames and gas into the air on the big island of Hawaii. Lava flows are
Hawaii.
still far
That's how the
away
natives
from any
call it.
populated
Hawaii.
areas, but as Hawaii Public Radio's Bill Dorman reports, attention is now shifting to
We're
a
gonna switch
crucial
everything to our
highway.
language. You can't
Flaming
pronounce
lava
Hawaii.
is slithering across a remote part of Hawaii Island. Scientists say it's
Hawaii.
moving about 100 feet an hour, not in the direction of any housing developments, but directly toward the main road connecting the two population centers of the island. Kona lies to the west, Hilo to the east, and in between is Saddle Road, officially known as the Daniel K. Inouye Highway. If lava closes the road, it will mean big changes for thousands of commuters, as well as the shipment of goods,
Yeah, well, they're
extending
used to
drives
that.
by alternate routes
They know
closer to
things
the
explode.
coastline. For
Volcanoes go
NPR
off.
News, I'm Bill Dorman in Honolulu.
Winter storm warnings are posted in several Rocky Mountain
Just like
states
people
as
did
well
live
as
in
in
Tornado
California
Alley,
and Washington
rebuild
State.
there. No
The
what'll
National
happen.
Weather Service says a Pacific storm is pushing through the region, dumping heavy snow. Northern states, such as Idaho and Montana, could get nearly a foot of snow. Parts of Utah are under winter storm watches. This is NPR.
Hi, I'm Daniel Alarcón, host of NPR's Spanish-language podcast, Radio Ambulante. This season, Superman flies to Chile for some real-life heroics. A very strange dog becomes front-page news in Peru. Mexican activists infiltrate an Austrian museum to tell the story of a controversial artifact, and much, much more. New episodes every Tuesday starting September 20th. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
In NASA news, astronauts aboard the International Space Station will conduct a pair of U.S. spacewalks in December to install rollout solar arrays to increase electrical power
spacewalks.
in support of station operations and scientific research.
So they're spacewalking above the U.S. or what?
NASA Administrator Bill Nelson welcomed Vice President Kamala Harris and French President Emmanuel Macron to NASA headquarters in Washington Wednesday. NASA shared a response Wednesday on an independent review board established to assess plans and goals for the next generation of Earth-observing satellites, NASA's Earth System Observatory, a cutting-edge suite of spacecraft that will forward understanding of our changing planet.
Let's get back to the spacewalk.
NASA announced
Why are we
Monday it
paying for
intends
them
to
to walk
cancel
around in
development of
space?
its GeoCarb mission and instead implement a plan for pursuing alternate options to measure and observe greenhouse gases. As NASA plans for long-term human exploration of the moon under Artemis, new technologies are required to meet the unique challenges of living and working on another world. In weather. In Seattle, there's a winter weather advisory in effect until Thursday, December 1st, 4 p.m. The current weather is 34 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, you can look for snowy weather, with a high of 36 degrees and a low of 26 degrees. From NASA. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station will conduct a pair of U.S. spacewalks in December to install rollout solar arrays to increase electrical power in support of station operations and scientific research.
Alright, that makes sense.
NASA Administrator Bill Nelson welcomed Vice President Kamala Harris and French
That
President
sounds
Emmanuel
better.
Macron to NASA headquarters in Washington
I must have
Wednesday.
missed it the first time round.
NASA shared a response Wednesday on an
That's
independent
okay.
review board established to assess plans and goals for the next generation of Earth-observing satellites, NASA's Earth System Observatory, a cutting-edge suite
All right,
of
Amazon.
spacecraft that will
Off.
understanding of our changing
Amazon.
planet.
Off. Amazon, tell us a joke.
How did the meeting go between the cat and the couch? Cataclysmic.
Cataclysmic meeting, huh? With the couch. What's cosmic have to do with couch? Is there some kind of couch that I don't know about? I understand claws and a cat, but I don't know. Whatever. All right. Have a great day. Peace.